312. Folks, I'm sure you can hear it's a little bit fun up here at the minute, so I'm just setting up, and I'm also trying to avoid the rain shower, so bear with me. I will try to make sure you don't miss anything. That's what's going on at the airport right now anyway. The other challenge as well, believe it or not, is the camera is blowing over in the wind, which is a new one on me. The task is always fun. It's going to be a few minutes before I get to the chat, so do bear with me. Just need to set up a few more things for your viewing pleasure. Rainproof, pretty sharpish as well, so that'll be the next thing, folks. Do bear with. Do that now if I need to. Let's turn down that front microphone today. Right. So this is the. I don't know if you can see this. That's the camera almost blowing over as well. Fun conditions here today. Absolutely fun. Jesus, excuse my language. Right. Scary close-up of me there, folks. Try putting it that way, see if it's any better. Just get the viewfinder visible. I think we're going to have quite a minified setup today, just to survive this hideous weather. Right. Here's the view. Nice bright runway lights today because of the visibility. Every time you see that happen, it's the wind blowing me. Kid you not. Okay, just going to waterproof everything else up and then can have a look for some arrivals for you. My goodness me, what a foul day, but kind of fun at the same time, hopefully. Right, this tripod has got extendable legs in a lateral direction, so I'm just going to pull those out just to try and give it some more stability. Just lose my angle temporarily, so bear with. Ouch. Right, let's see if that helps. Okay, a bit of a height extension. There. Now let's try and balance. Sorry I'm not on the chat yet, folks. Haven't even got that far with the tech. You a nice balanced look there. Right, okay, let's see if I can get online and see what's going on. Hello, Bacon. We got the wrong day. We're not a replay, we are live. All of the various bits of fun I've had with YouTube this week, and there's been a lot of stories with that. Yes, here we are in the field here at Felton Common. It is cold, windy, although it's nowhere near as cold as it has been, to be fair. Very windy, chance of rain, as you can see. But we are going to try and bring you some entertaining action here from Felton Common. Thank you very much for joining us. Hi, Bacon. I'm going to just refresh the weather as well. And what I'm going to do, while we have a few seconds, as far as I'm aware, and let's just check to see if I've got a little bit of time. See if I can change the descriptions. Yeah, looks like we've got a little bit of time before any arrivals. This now requires a world-class effort to force YouTube to speak to me on mobile, which it never does normally. As soon as I load YouTube, it loads the YouTube app. Absolutely infuriating, because you can't do anything useful in the YouTube app. Okay. So I think I need to go there. Hello to whoever has joined us, by the way. It's not a replay, it is live. It's just a naming error, which I'm going to try and deal with. We've got a few moments. Right. Okay, this is what I want. Edit title and description. The sound of somebody trying to use YouTube's desktop version of YouTube Studio on a mobile phone. I've just made the change I wanted to make, and it's just immediately lost it. So that's the first half of many you'll hear today. Okay, hopefully that updates the description on YouTube. We'll give that a little bit of time to filter through. Bacon, you definitely are right there. Okay. So let's have a quick look. I'm on a reduced equipment today because of the potential for rain. So let's have a look at what's at the airport while we've got a few moments. So right up the top, and I don't know if that's been there a while. Oh, that's a 737 MAX, isn't it? TUMF. Can't see the registration of that one. Is that engine serrated there? Am I seeing a 737 MAX there also? Not sure. Ryanair 737 Jet 2 there, parked up on the remote stands, and then a little bit closer to home, the Swiss that arrived, unfortunately, just as I was getting out of the car. I would have loved to bring that to you because it was quite a nice approach, always is. You can see how heavy the wind is with the way the tail is deflected there, because the tail's got no hydraulic pressure, I believe. Is it electrical or hydraulic? Either way, everything's off, so the wind has its way. So you can see the deflection there. There's a EasyJet A320 and a bit more action, a bit more of your regular action in this nearer part of the airport, the less remote parts. And a few parked up maybe on rest at the moment, not going anywhere today. It is I don't need to tell you it's windy because you can hear it, but I will show you the windsock just to give you an idea. And you can probably also see, let me just try and stabilise that, from the moodiness of the sky that we can expect showers, to say the least. Having said that, loads of people out walking the dogs and enjoying the beautiful sights of Felton Common, with the bonus of arrivals and departures here, especially on a slightly spectacular day. You can see there as well, it's not blowing straight down the runway, and it is actually swinging around a little bit. So you can imagine that's probably a little bit more pronounced higher up. If we get any data from any of the aircraft that are on approach, I'll try and let you know. And you can see the angle of the runway there compared to the actual angle of the wind, so there's a good kind of comparison for you. It's coming pretty much towards us, which is why you might struggle to hear me. Hi, how you doing? You okay? Sorry, I can't. Oh, was it another dog or this one? This one. Oh, okay. A couple of weeks ago I met someone else who was walking into Schnauzer. Oh yeah. So you're bacon? Right, that's it. Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, must be confident. The Swiss one, yeah, and I missed it. No, you miss it very coffee. Oh, we missed it. We were stuck on the 370. Trying to get out. Yeah. Just up there, I saw it, and I was like, damn. It's been a nice one to catch, you know? Yeah, you've got a nice angle down when it's slow, yeah. Or actually, even on that side. Well, if you just if you have a look through the, where's it gone? Just lost the windsock. 1 second. If you look through there, try not to move it. But if you look through there, you'll see the angle of the runway compared to the angle of the windsock. But I haven't seen one yet, and it's like one on approach at the minute. Don't pull it? Don't touch the thing. Try not to move it.
It's slightly on the thing, sorry.
Doesn't matter at all. No problem at all. I'll just put it back there for a minute. Yeah, but it should be fun. Yeah. It's a lot of times though where
and well, that's what they take her on a two-seater, and then what they do is you hold the controls with them, and if they feel that you're not going to be rocking it and suddenly a bit too agitated. I was very tentative, so I sort of moved in, moved out very slowly, and he said that's perfect. That's all you need. It's the smoothness and the light and the touch. Yeah, it's one system that does Yar and or and everything. Yeah, absolutely. But I'd recommend it if you haven't done it. They're very good. There's they encourage they encourage you to join the club. They say you will be very unpopular, turning up having a flight missing off. So it takes about 9 people to get in. I would recommend it. We just did it. But it would definitely give you. I've just reached out to Bristol Flight School to actually to fly one of the Pipers.
Oh, you'll have a great time.
That I have done. You've done that, yeah?
I've done a test now. I didn't know that, but both of those times I really enjoyed it.
But I want to get to I think it's about £6,000 to get to the full pilot's license, PPL, and then I'll be in a minute. And then, but I was saying to, well, where can I go from there? Because obviously you can fly £100 an hour, but and I said, I want to put some money out of this thing. There are options, right? And I was just
It's up to date. It'd be nice to get a
yeah,
story actually.
we're here for.
Something coming in. I got to swing round and grab that.
Yeah, no worries.
Nice to chat with you. Here goes the camera almost. Take care. Keep us up to date. That'd be brilliant. Sorry, folks. One of our subscribers, Bacon, has just joined us up here with Dad, I think, and they're amazing Dalmatian. We don't want to miss any of the action though today. I'm really sorry about the bumpiness. If you think it's bumpy down here, imagine what it's like up there. I'll try and keep things as stable as possible for you. Largely rainproof unless it gets a bit leery, in which case we'll have to grab some further waterproofing. You probably won't notice the level of skew too much here until we pan the camera around and you see the plane land. I think that's where the excitement's going to be today. You can see some of the windy action. I'm going to zoom out a little bit for some context here. Considered a super gentle landing there. I'm sure everybody will be glad to be on the ground though. I can tell you if I was on the plane I certainly would be by now. But a brilliant approach there. Lovely start to the proceedings here this afternoon at Bristol Airport, as I think we're about to get trounced by rain. Just going to hang on a second. Just going to try and get a little bit more rain prepared. For the noise, folks, just getting rain safe, as it were. Now, it is all happening. Not only do we have the rain, we have dogs jumping about everywhere. Hello, mate. Hello. Bacon, you're live, you can hear you. Bacon is now a YouTube star. In fact, Bacon's going to be more popular than I am. Good stuff, Bacon. Thanks for coming along, saying hello. And, right. Oh man, I think this is probably the wildest it's been when I've been coming up here. I am trying to make the sound as good as I can. I've turned off the front mic because that would be absolutely caning it at the moment for the wind. Everything kind of coming straight in. So I've just spotted a problem here I need to deal with. Bleeding heck. Sorry, folks. This is definitely challenging today. One coming in, one coming out, as you can see there. And we have another on approach, so let's swing the camera around here as quick as we can without breaking everything. Now, we'll get focus on that in just a second, folks. And tell it's a 737, can we, or not? No, maybe not. The pictures through the camera are not great today. You normally see those trails more pronounced on the 737s, but this is an EasyJet. Let's zoom it out again so you can see the challenge. Bristol Airport, of course, famously on top of the hill. Not always a great thing when it comes to airports. Big gust right now. A little bit of fun just at the end there, but down safely as ever, as you'd expect. That's a 321, wasn't it? Just going to keep the camera there just for a second, guys, so I can kind of get a idea of what's going on. I'm on the back foot today. The aircraft's a little bit ahead of me, as they say. Okay, so nothing immediately on approach for a few minutes, so that's good. We've got some departures from the looks of things. The Lisbon service, the one you saw there was Charles de Gaulle. That was a 321 indeed. It was Golf Uniform Zulu Mike Echo. Also on the radar we can see the Bristol to Zurich. They do tend to light up the radar quite early, but I can't imagine they're ready already. We shall see. Whatever happens, you won't miss it. Don't worry, folks. Don't worry. If you're brand new to us, we are here at Bristol. I would say most weeks is probably the best way of putting it. We did try and bring you a London City live stream on Thursday morning, early doors. I was there, I was up, I was ready, but unfortunately the weather wasn't going to allow us to set up. It was quite mean there, to say the least. So sorry I wasn't here soon enough to bring you footage of that Airbus A220, because we don't get the A220 in here too often. But the Swiss did indeed put a 220 on the route today. It is over there, and don't worry, whatever happens, we will catch the departure. Well, I say whatever happens, providing it goes today, of course. If you're new to the channel though, welcome. Do press that subscribe button. Won't cost you anything, but it will do the world of good. For us, it just helps spread the word to other aviation enthusiasts and those who didn't know there was a stream at Bristol Airport, which is something we hear all the time. Just got the one channel of audio today, so the aircraft sounds, I know you'll be able to hear them, but you won't be able to hear them as good as we can normally bring them to you, because it's just being smashed by the wind, I'm afraid. You can see the wind rushing across there. My goodness, folks, I hope we find you well, to our regular returners as well. I kid you not, I actually had to... oh, there's something going on the runway here. Hear the sound? I actually had to hold the camera from blowing over, and I've had to extend the legs on the tripod, otherwise a little bit of wind caught the camera and boom, it's on its side. So that's a new dynamic. I haven't experienced winds that strong up here before. Right, I imagine they've done their thing. So this is off to Lisbon, where you would hope the weather's a little bit better than here. I do remember a flight to Lisbon out of Bristol. It was lovely going from Bristol, but arriving in Lisbon was... arriving was fine. Leaving Lisbon was absolutely insane. It was a proper, excuse me, crazy day. And the pilot came on the intercom before he took off, and he said, look, it is going to be a bit bumpy on takeoff, but once we're above the clouds, it'll be fine. Don't panic. And my goodness, they were not joking. And there was definitely a scream or two from the cabin. Not sure what the delay is here. I presume it will be down to the requirements of the aircrew here rather than the requirements of the airport, because I don't think we've got anything coming in unless there's something not on the radar. Oh man, I've got to turn around. That wind is insane. know, there's even a whistle to the wind, just for that extra sinister element. What you're looking at here is one of EasyJet's dwindling amounts of A319s. This is Echo Zulu Golf Kilo. That's me panicking as the camera, despite having all the legs extended, nearly went for a burton there. Sorry, folks. Wow, what conditions here at Bristol. Word. You would not want to be landing right now, that's for sure. Turning out of the wind is literally the only way I can quieten it down, but then I can't see what's going on, so I do apologise, folks. I'm going to try and use this fancy new coat I've got to try and shield a bit better. Now have, believe it or not, a foot on the tripod to stop it blowing over. And there goes the EasyJet now. Right, let's see if I can bring this to you, folks. Oh, I'm sorry we lost the focus there. What's going on there? I haven't got my usual monitor. As if we had that monitor, this thing would be probably blown to bath by now. Absolutely crazy. I should imagine these passengers have been given a little bit of a warning to expect a bumpy takeoff. If they haven't already figured it out for themselves. I know when you're sitting there in the runway you can feel the wind buffeting. Here we go. Probably a little bit of assistance taking off there. There you can see, folks, it is not a nice day for flying. Very much in contrast with the crisp, cold but still day that I was here last time. I'm so sorry about the shaking. For once it's not me shaking the camera. Half of it is the effort to stop the camera being taken. Here comes the rain now. You get to go into a slight rain survival mode here, folks, which means I may not be able to bring you the best airport views. I'll try it. See that. Camera dry, folks, so bear with me. I think any showers today are going to be rolling out as briefly as they roll in. That's the hope anyway. You sometimes wonder if you've bitten off more than you can chew. Today, looks like we've got another departure, braving the weather. Listen to that wind, folks. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Feels like it's got worse since I was here. What I'm going to try and do, while I've got a second, 30 we're here. Right, folks, that's no good, is it? Thought I had the ideal answer there. That's a bit too muffled, isn't it? Right. Okay. Swiss is on its way as well. It's like when you come from Switzerland and the weather's this bad and it's worse than Switzerland, you know you want to go home again. Blimey. Get back to the chocolate and the watches and all sorts of other things Switzerland is no doubt famous for. Nice little dance there between the two of them. No. Oh, come on, man. She's literally going to blow away here in a minute. Hello to everybody, Pete Wright. Sorry Danny, going to avoid coming up with the weather, but I have some goodies for you at some stage. Pete, you're an absolute gentleman. Sorry I haven't been in touch. I have made very little progress with our little project that we've got ongoing, but yeah, nice to hear from you. Enjoy if you're able to come or if you're able to stay on the stream today, do enjoy. As you can hear, I'm being blown to buggery, which is indeed a technical term. And once again, the camera's been blown off there. Sorry folks, I will keep an eye on it. It's a whole different set of challenges today, as you can hear. I can turn away from the action and then you can hear me. But I need to turn back to see what's going on. So it's all a bit of a shambles. Shall try some manual collar holding, see if that helps. There we are, that's what we're looking at then. So we've got the Swiss and the EasyJet. Swiss is going back to Zurich, no doubt. The EasyJet EasyJet there is going to be making its way to Gran Canaria. It's a 320 Neo. There's also one on its way to Malaga. That's the Ryanair flight you're going to see, the 737-800. And the Zurich plane, which we mentioned earlier, you will get to see the departure. It is Hotel Bravo, Juliet Charlie Alpha. It's Airbus A220-300 series. Beautiful plane. We don't see it very often here at Bristol, so we're going to look forward to that. Nothing to report on arrival for the immediate time. There is an Edinburgh flight actually just descending over southern Wales, so probably here in about 10-15 minutes, still at 12,000 feet. That'll be an interesting arrival. That is a 320 CEO. So we'll look forward to that. Crikey. Folks, if you could honestly see this, and I guess
Bacon and his dad was up here earlier, will see it for himself. I've got my foot on the tripod to stop the camera blowing away. It is absolutely epic. There's an A330 Beluga going to come our way, but we're not going to see it due to the cloud, unfortunately. That must be fun to land in this weather. Yeah, so that A320 from Edinburgh will be the next arrival. In the meantime, oh, what's going on down there? Oh, come on, man. Come on. That was the camera again. Yeah, in the meantime, let's concentrate on the camera, otherwise there won't be anything to bring you folks. Dear, oh dear. Absolutely crazy. Quality of the scaffolding at the airport shining through there, it's not going anywhere, even in this onslaught of weather. Very disconcerting up here today. We've got the smell of burning and someone's got a bonfire somewhere around here. And I can hear more machinery, as in like a plane engine, out on the approach area, but there's definitely nothing there. So I think it's just the sound being thrown around today. So Hotel X-Ray is off to Gran Canaria. I'm off there in less than a month. After the new year, cannot wait. From Gatwick with EasyJet, and always hoping for a Neo. My goodness me, I'd much rather be in Gran Canaria now, let me tell you. There you go, there goes the camera again. That's being blown by the wind, folks. I kid you not. You're with Planecaster, we're live at Bristol Airport. Ignore our earlier titles and various things on YouTube. It said it was a replay. Had the right date, just had the word replay. It's definitely live, I can assure you. If I could be recorded right now, trust me, I would be. It is wild. I got myself some gloves, but I haven't got the sort of gloves you can use the phone with to check on your YouTube, so it's pointless putting them on. So I'm suffering like a trooper, folks. I'll stand up here so you don't have to. The Bristol arrival is now over the north of Bristol, so we'll see that now in about 5 minutes or so, I think. There goes the camera wanting to leave again. Wow. Just to give you an idea what the winds are like aloft, if that plane is indeed reporting it, it is currently reporting 60 knot winds coming from the west. 64 now. I mean, it's just crazy, absolutely crazy. 61. -3 currently at their height, which is 5,000 feet. Let's see if I can take my hand off the camera for just 1 second to bring you a meter. 21 to 34 knots is the wind range here at the moment. It's 10 kilometers visibility. The cloud ceiling's at 3,100 feet, and it's VFR. And also the weather forecast for cameras is a strong chance of being tipped over apply this downward. Right. Just put that away for a second so we can concentrate on this departure when it does happen. I don't think we're going to wait for the arrival. It doesn't seem to be any sense in that. But who knows? I feel like I need to take a video of the camera being blown over, you know, or almost being blown over, just to show you how fun it is up here today. We'll get this departure out of the way, then the inbound from Edinburgh, which should be fun. These good people off to Gran Canaria, UZHX, A320 Neo. Sorry I can't respond on the chat at the moment. I've got to have hands everywhere at the moment. But I will have a quick peek after this next set of movements has concluded. And I'm sorry again about the sound, folks. I'm trying to pull up the collar to try and protect the mic from the wind. I'm not going to zoom too close on this one. I want you to be able to see the perspective and the runway, so you can see the context of if the runway, if the takeoff is bumpy or not. There you go, folks. There you go. You can see that immediate kind of twist. And you can see very much there the wind certainly helping with lift. But a bumpy old takeoff, I suspect, for the passengers and crew of that flight to La Palma Airport in Gran Canaria. We do have 737 MAX that's next to go, but we also have an aircraft on approach, so my gut feeling is the EasyJet now in from Edinburgh will be our next focus, but if that changes, I'll swing the camera back round, folks. Just going to try and... There you go, right. After the EasyJet will be the Swiss A220. If you've come to know about us because you were going to watch our London City stream, I do apologise on Thursday. We just couldn't get set up because of the weather there. The weather had been saying actually the night before that there was going to be no rain in the morning, and that would have been ideal. I don't mind being in the rain, I just can't set up in the rain, that's the problem. You're watching the departure from Edinburgh on its way now into Bristol Airport here on its landing approach, and this is an A320 CEO. I'm going to pull the camera back so you can get some idea of the context to this wind. Oh my goodness. And actually I'd say that was a very, very smooth landing in return for the gusts and things that were going on right then. Another tidy EasyJet landing. I do think if you're flying on a day like this, you're going to be pretty happy to be on the ground. Right, our next departure, Ryanair. The Swiss A220 just behind it, looking absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely amazing on today. Everything you're seeing there, folks, if I let that go, that's the camera going to tip over. Just astounding levels of bluster here today at Bristol Airport. I feel like I have to zoom out because the shake that we're getting from the wind is probably cancelling out anything that the plane's doing, so you can't really see much. Sorry about that, folks. We'll see how the beautiful Swiss 220 fares. If you are new to the channel today, welcome. We are Planecaster, we're here at Bristol Airport. Sometimes the weather is a little bit better in this. Do press that subscribe button, folks. Won't cost you anything. Does great things for the channel though, thank you very much in advance, appreciate it. And welcome to the Planecaster family. The A220 makes its whale call, so we know it's off. You can see it being bounced around there, can't you? Mainly kind of on the rotation. If you spin it in the middle kind of thing, you're seeing it skew round to the left. Pretty cool, but nonetheless completely safe. Pilots all know what they're doing. Right, last of the little it's not a trio, quad of departures is going to be this EasyJet. Now this one's off to Paphos. Should again I imagine is significantly nicer than the weather in Bristol today. So good for these people, that's what I say. It sounds like a movie being filmed from Siberia, doesn't it? Or the Antarctic. It's not quite that bad. But it is definitely somewhat blustery and very, very chilly. Wind chill is going for it today. Okay. Temporary reprieve at the second. Oh, it's back. There you go. Cloud ceiling about 3,000 feet today. Yeah, that was a nice little batch, wasn't it? Airport's cleaned out now in the main areas. EasyJet land has got plenty of room here. Got the KLM to go soon. Back to Amsterdam. And yeah, it continues to be a very blustery day here at the airport. Let's have a look and see what you can expect. There is an inbound coming in from Chambéry, 737 with Jet 2, this should be good. That's on approach now, I'll swing the camera around in just a second. Also an Airbus on the way from EasyJet. Let's catch this one for you folks. Because the landings are where all the fun are, or where all the fun is today. Get you a focus on that by hand. So this is the other thing. If I just leave the camera there, it will blow you. You'll blow off of focus. It's a crazy wind, folks. I may have mentioned it 1 or 6 million times. Steady. I can't tell you how much more helpful it would be to be a really thin man right now, because I am not. There's far more of me to catch the wind as I stand between the camera and this. Another brilliantly handled arrival into Bristol Airport from this Jet 2 crew on the 737-800 in from Chambéry. There is another arrival on the way as well. Let me get you the details of that. And this will be the Paris Orly. Will be on approach. It's actually on final approach now. This one is reporting winds currently at 3,400 feet of 54 knots. But it is reporting it as coming pretty much down the runway, so it's much easier to deal with, I think, for pilots than if it was coming from the side. We will train our camera there, because that's where this next arrival should pop out the clouds. Hope it's nice where you are, folks. I hope you're nice and warm. 3,100 feet now, winds being reported as 53 from 262 degrees. Now it's 256 degrees, so there's quite a range of swirling around up there. A ground speed of 117 knots and indicated airspeed of 173, which is obviously the difference between the wind at any one stage. As soon as I've got something to bring you there, folks, I will zoom in on it, don't worry. The cloud cover is about 3,000, according to the last META. This is Echo Zulu Whiskey Hotel, A320 CEO, 10 years old. Now at 2,400 feet. Still 52 knot wind being reported. Just appeared out there now. Has the camera picked it up yet? Yes, there we are. A bit more rain from the feel of things. Ah yes, enjoyable. By the way, that's not somebody with a machine gun, that is my coat flapping, I think, in the wind. Brilliant work from these pilots today, and of course everybody else in the airport and in the airlines who support these movements on the plane. You've got the cabin crew, of course, making sure everyone is safe and secure, and then we've got the ground crews, the baggage handlers, your dispatchers, your planners. I mean, there's literally infinite people involved. It's not infinite, but you know what I mean. There's a huge amount of people involved in this process. Every one of them's a hero. Had died down just for a second there, but let's bring it back so you can see it. beautiful stuff. Let's zoom out there. We don't want to get people in the frame. That's the view today over the hills on the approach. Dundry on your left there, but as you come in on your right, of course, and it will be quite keen, quite bumpy over these final hills, I would say, into the airport from past experience. Even on a relatively calm day, you do feel the effect of the hills, the wind off the hills. Let's go down. Let's see if we can follow this one in. It does look like it's going to tip down again in a second. Oh no, this one's doing a very interesting one. This one's coming down the runway. That is an interesting one. I haven't seen that before. A backtrack. Normally they'll go right round and 180 down on the adjacent taxiway, parallel taxiway. But this is cool. See the deflection on the tail there, can't you? It's quite cool. There we are. So we don't see that very often, unless they're, of course, landing here, and this is the rollout, landing in this direction. But today they're not. They are still landing from the east to the west, but for some reason, this arrival has just done a backtrack 180 down the runway. We get beautiful views like that. Excuse me, welcome to Planecaster, guys. It's Saturday afternoon here live at Bristol Airport. My watch is under 16 layers of clothing, so I can't even I can tell you what the time is. I'm sure you can see it's written on the side of the screen there. 2:13 here at Bristol Airport. There is a slight delay on the stream, so it may not be that time by the time it reaches you, if that makes sense. I'm going to try to explain that now. You know what I'm saying. Do have an arrival in, and oh, excuse me, runny nose now, folks. Oh, I think we are going to get absolutely soaked in a moment. Fortunately, I am prepared for it. Yeah, so we do have a delayed reso service in, or res off, which is with Ryanair was due in at 13:55. It's now due in at 14:35. So we'll see that one arriving in the next 20 minutes or so, not too long. That'll be fun to see. What else have we got? Fuerteventura is due in at 14:53. That's an EasyJet service. Lanzarote due in at 16:12. So reasonably quiet with the arrivals this afternoon, but we'll see if there's anything else to see that's exciting. And we'll be here as long as it's worth being here. But I am kind of a little bit concerned about this. I'll zoom out now, these people are gone, so you can see the state of the weather there. It's not looking great. Anyway, we're here now. Doesn't feel like it's time to pack down. Oh, what's been going on, folks? Hope you're well. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Sorry that I don't get to it as often as I do normally. It is absolutely crazy. Hello, Liam's Aviation 8. Hope you're okay. Let's see, that's the one that just arrived. See if I can keep the camera steady on that. Problem I've got today, folks, is that the camera's just been blown away, so I'm having to give it a lot of attention. Coming our way now, I think. The clouds are definitely rapid. I think we might be in for a pleasant little dumping over the next few minutes of, and when I say pleasant, I mean completely unpleasant, dumping of rain. We do have a departure actually, which I'll try and bring you if I can keep the camera in this direction without it getting waterlogged. That's just there. As you can hear, it's coming down now. Lovely. KLM's not hanging around. I want to get out of this bloody weather. Can't blame them. I got a new coat and I don't know how to operate the pockets competently. I mean, they're definitely not hanging around. Right folks, rain is coming from that direction, so I'm just going to pop the camera around in a slightly more protective view. If there's any action on the airfield, I'll bring it to you, don't worry. I think for the moment, should put something exciting on there to watch, shouldn't I? Right, so let's just cover that up as well. It doesn't seem to be catching the weather. So that feels like a reasonably short affair, actually. I think Bristol's probably getting hammered, but let's see. Can I come back out there now? I think so. There we are. That plane's emptied already. That's what I mean about how amazing the crews are at the airport. Just brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Oh dear, right. Bacon's leaving the airport now. Nice to see you, Bacon. Hope you enjoyed seeing the Swiss 220 there. I've temporarily got away with not holding the camera down. I'm going to put my foot on the stabilizer again now, though, as it definitely died down a little bit. According to my weather forecast, it's not raining, of course. Isn't that always the case? In terms of the wind, 25 miles an hour with gusts of up to 49 miles an hour. Now that is quite significant. The winds are now at their highest for the afternoon, according to my records. So the peak wind today, 50 miles an hour. Now that cannot be fun to land in under any metric or stretch of the imagination, that's for sure. Oh dear. Right. There is lots going on today in the world of aviation, as you can imagine, so that will always affect the numbers that come and join us today. So if you have taken time out of your viewing today to come and watch Planecaster here at Bristol Airport, thanks ever so much. Really appreciate your time and come to see us. I know that the volume of stuff that's going on at this airport at the moment is not as busy as other airports, so I can understand if you want to watch other channels today with bigger metal, shall we say. I know our good friends Aviation Hunters are over at Heathrow, and I'm sure that there's a host of other choices for you as well. More arrivals and departures to come from here, though. In the next 10 minutes, an inbound 737 from Ryanair, for example. I'm going to give myself a bit of luxury and put my gloves on just for a second. Very quiet at the western end of the airport. all the action's happening up this end, which is great as we get to watch it much closer. There's a very happy little dog coming to see me from quite a distance. Hello. Hello. Hello, Fluffy. Hello. Clearly the dog's not called Fluffy, but that's my best description of it. Right, this is the tail end of that weather now, I think, the rain. So I'm just going to swing the camera around again, folks, to avoid the lens being battered by it. You don't make, in my price range, waterproof cameras, sadly. For this type of endeavour anyway. Broadcast cameras. Alright. If you've just joined us, going to keep the camera down there just while we're being battered by the rain. I don't think it'll take very long to clear through. Could be famous last words, I hope they're not though. It is interesting, looking above me, that the clouds are coming much more across from the side than they are, than the wind appears to be coming from, if that makes sense. So I do think there's a bit of a transition as the aircraft are coming in on approach, as they get nearer to the ground. Speaking of approach, that Ryanair 737 shouldn't be too far away. 14:33 I think was the estimate on that, so that's not too far away. Don't go anywhere, folks. And I think we can all agree that the top of that trolley there is pretty exciting to look at. I mean, look at it. Look at the Stanley craft work that's gone into that. It's at times like this I wish we had the rabbits come back out again, entertain us while it's a bit quiet. Around there, where we will be swinging it behind us soon to catch the inbound Ryanair. That view for you there for a minute. There you go. I can't tell you how grateful I am to myself for finally investing a fortune in a decent coat, in a decent raincoat. This one's made of Gore-Tex, and you can just tell the difference between anything else I've ever worn. Bleeding heck. Puts foot on the tripod again. Stop it blowing away. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Whoops, steady. Quite unbelievable, quite unbelievable. Oh, blimey. I mean, that's just come out of nowhere. It had calmed down. I'm sure you can hear it. God, goodness me. Right. Right, the aircraft is on approach. Let's catch that now. Nice time to arrive as the weather's just gone particularly leery again. I also would remind you, by the way, that if your flight has ever been featured on Planecaster, you have remarkable good luck in so far as I've never caught a go around. So that may well work in your favour if you're on a flight that's landing at Bristol. You can be pretty sure I think I'm a good omen for that sort of thing. Because as soon as I stop recording, we see go rounds. Calm down just a bit again. Here we go again. Yes, that was definitely a firm, extremely intentionally firm landing. Nothing wrong with it, of course. It's all perfectly safe, but it was you could just see there was no intention to do anything other than get it down firmly on the runway. Fantastic stuff from Ryanair there. Not that you'd expect anything less from the experienced Ryanair crews. EasyJet and Ryanair fly more legs than anybody, don't they? Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. Now, folks, want to see something beautiful? Look above us. It is, I know, it's hard to believe, it is actually a blue sky. A bit of blue sky. That would be nice if that's the way it goes. Sorry about the focus. It's not enjoying the rain today, I don't think. There we are. I think the Focus doesn't enjoy the rain. I don't think it enjoys the rain cover either. How you doing, folks? Hope you're enjoying the action from Bristol Airport. It's obviously a little bit quieter in winter, but we're still catching some great stuff today. Great arrivals and departures. We saw the Swiss A220 earlier. If you'd like to, didn't catch it landing, caught it taking off. So if you want to roll back the video, you'll see that. And fair few arrivals today already. Now, that's the big question. Is it worth staying for some more? Let's have a look. Simon Kirby, good afternoon. Sorry, I don't know when you said that, Simon. I've got my phone in my pocket because of the conditions, as you can see, are a bit funny here today. Simon's one of our amazing moderators. Thank you so much for joining us, Simon. I hope all is well. As you can hear, it's somewhat blustery. I've got my foot is actually on the camera tripod to stop it blowing over, and my phone was almost just blown out of my hand, so it's pretty violent at times here. Just have a see what we can expect in. Our next arrival is going to be here in just 20 minutes. It's going to be an A320neo, which always enjoy these windy landings, so that'll be fun. And we've got about 3 coming in. Is it 3 coming in to go? Oh no, that's delayed, right. Yeah, three coming in the next... apologies, 2 coming in the next 20 minutes or so. I will probably call it a day after that, but I'm wondering if we'll see some departures as well, which would be nice. Let's just have a quick... Oh, that's a fantastic view I left you with there. Sorry, those. It's so windy, the camera got blown out of focus. I mean, that is something. Hopefully you see today, Bristol definitely has its moments when it comes to bumpy landings. Right, gonna put the glove back on, go for the luxury. Blue skies and clearer skies in the distance. Woohoo! Let's see if I can kind of plug myself back in or reboot to see if I can speak. I think I might be getting a bit chilly. Blue skies, if I zoom out now, it's definitely looking a little bit clearer over there. Little slivers of blue up there. That's the runway there, just in case you haven't seen this stream before or you don't know Bristol. And we had a windsock around here somewhere. There's the windsock. As you can see, going quite mad today, as you might imagine. My weather app showing gusts of up to 50 miles an hour today, which is big. Big business. But as you can see, thankfully, from an aviation point of view, those gusts are coming down the runway to some extent. So if the crosswind is only minimal, the crosswind amount of the wind, e.g. the bit that's coming sideways to the runway, is only minimal, then planes can safely land in these sorts of conditions, no problem at all. And actually they can handle a big crosswind as well, but just there is a limit to that particular amount that they can handle safely. Do you know, when I get back in the car, it might feel like I'm not being so battered. It'd be quite pleasant. Right. Let's just stay this way for a minute. Yeah, so the ones you'll see coming in will be the Newcastle, and you'll see the Fuerteventura, but the Fuerteventura is currently looking like it's going to be first. At the moment, it's on descent. It's about halfway into its descent, 15,400 feet, doing 331 knots, just over to the north of Exeter at the moment, where I was earlier today. Simon again, I'm so sorry for the delay replying. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Not sure if you're the wind, but you're sounding a little robotic, Danny. Hey, yeah. Do you know what, Simon? I'm feeling a bit robotic. I'll have to check that out later. There's at least 10, 12, 13 of you joined us today as new subscribers, so welcome to the channel. Thanks ever so much for joining. Really appreciate having you here and watching our little streams here live from Bristol Airport. It is a little bit quieter today, but it's quality over quantity. That's what we're saying anyway. Two arrivals on the way. Not long to wait, folks, and two of those arrivals will be in fairly close succession, 5 minutes gap between two of them, I think. One of them from Newcastle, where our good friend Plain Sailing Aviation broadcasts from, and always a good stream from Newcastle. And Plain Sailing also, because of his brilliant location, very frequently takes you to Edinburgh and Glasgow as well, and even Aberdeen if you're particularly good. So highly recommend that channel, and that's where he is based. Him and his son Eddie, Mark and Eddie from Plain Sailing Aviation. They're based in Newcastle. So give them a follow, because I'm really hoping one day that we can see a plane take off from one of our airports and land back at the other airport out of Bristol and Newcastle. It's got to be done one day. Aircraft tennis. So I imagine it's just as mad at other airports across the country today. If you've seen any other good streams, then great stuff. It's nothing like a bit of weather to get everybody out, that's for sure. As soon as we can see the plane on approach, the Fuerteventura service, I will swing the camera around. I think that's pretty much the most interesting thing to see at the airport at the moment. Oh my goodness, sorry, this is probably more interesting. Look at that, we haven't had that much blue sky. Woo, let the good times roll. Last Saturday, by the way, I was hoping to, I was going to plan to bring you a stream, and then I was told under no circumstances, because it was my birthday, was I to book anything. So instead I got took out into Cardiff Bay, and had a very nice time, very nice meal, and a few drinks with some lovely friends. So that was quite fun, so apologies didn't bring you the action last weekend. And then this Thursday, of course, everything was in the bag. I drove up to London City. I had to be in London anyway, it wasn't just for the stream, but I thought, as I'm here, I'm going to do something on Thursday morning, take the day off, which I did, book the day off, and was hoping to bring you a London City stream. It was cold, it was even due to be wet. We were prepared for that, but it is all about having the opportunity to set up when it is not chucking it down, because it's just impossible to do so, frankly, in a way that's safe because of the electrics involved, but also because of the equipment just not destroying it, you know. So apologies. I love bringing streams to you from London City Airport. It is absolutely brilliant airport because of the viewpoint that you have, and because of the frequency of the traffic at certain times of the day, which is very predictable. But yeah, it just wasn't to be this time. Wasn't to be. If you've got any plans for tonight, I hope you have a lovely time. I think I'm meant to go out for some food tonight, which will be quite nice. Heavy night last night. Oh wow, 50-mile-an-hour winds at Leeds Bradford as well. And that's Leeds Bradford's Blue Sky Aviation. Make sure you check those guys out as well. That's Nick, and he does a fantastic job from there. Leeds Bradford is where the TUI plane came to a rest just off the runway, didn't it? Unbelievable. Okay, just let's check in now on the Fuerteventura and the Newcastle. I wonder if one of them is winning. It's going to get here sooner. Let's see. Looks like Fuerteventura has definitely got the advantage. 8,800 feet now, just over Burnham on Sea. Crossing the M5 there, coming round to the south of me. where I'm standing here in the airport, and then it will do a 180 and come down and land in front of us. Let us see where the Newcastle service is. Oh, well, that's an interesting route it takes. Okay, it comes in. Newcastle planes take the same kind of routing over Wales as a plane coming down from Edinburgh or Glasgow. That's quite interesting. So that's currently over. Well, let's say it's to the west of Leominster, Leominster, however you want to say it. So that one will be about 10 minutes. So one in 5 minutes, one in 10 minutes, folks. Your patience shall be rewarded. And it's even exciting people a little bit further down there. We're at the end of the runway spot. Look, a load of people down there enjoying, waiting for the next arrival. So they're all anticipating it as well. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll bring those 2 arrivals to you, and then I think probably I'll call it a day, because I don't think I'll have anything else to bring you for a decent stretch after that. But if there's any departures, of course. Actually, having said that, is that a departure? Or is that just parked? Yes, right, that's a departure. So we'll bring that departure to you as well. Sorry about the wind, folks. That's a lot of wind for a Saturday. Oh man, on days like this, it really makes me look forward to going away again. I don't think I'm very good at doing the cold and wet. Now though, having said that, it has gone from being biblical to absolutely beautiful up here. I want to swing the camera around. We haven't got the plane there yet, but it won't be long. Just look at this blue sky at the Common. I mean, if you've been with me for an hour or so, or a couple of hours, I think we'll be on by the time we go, you will have heard the rain and this wind, this incessant wind and these horrible clouds we've had, but look, it looks beautiful. Here comes the wind again though, just in time for the landing. One thing we found earlier with the arriving aircraft was to see what they were reporting in terms of wind conditions. What I can tell you in that respect is the Bristol aircraft now, which is still to the south of us, now at 5,000 feet, is currently reporting 47 knots at 282 degrees, or 52 knots now. And the wind is swirling a bit in that respect up there. It's currently -2 at that height as well. They are descending to our south. We won't see them though, I don't think. We've got the horizon, but we don't have the clear sky, I don't think. So 54 knots at 280 degrees now. At 4,500 feet. This particular Neo that's coming in, A320 Neo, is Golf Uniform Zulu Hotel Tango. It's 5 years old, and it's a Neo, so it's obviously going to be quite lovely. I am just going to swing back round though, because I think we will see this departure first. I might be wrong. Let's see. Flipping Nora, honestly. Aircraft you're looking at is off to Geneva. It's Golf Echo Zulu Whiskey Delta. Sky now behind me, approach-wise, is just completely clear, and the cloud ceiling much higher, as there isn't any, effectively. Honestly, I sometimes wonder if I even think about what I'm going to say before I say it. Sorry, folks. Excuse me. And now look at this, folks. Look at this. I bet you I won't be able to get the camera up this high, but get enough. Oh man, can't get on my knees. There you go. Now we've got overflies. I don't know if anybody can tell me what that is, but feel free to have a peek. I'm going to concentrate now on this departure. Somebody's turned up the wind machine just to help the Geneva take off. Nice and easy. Excuse me. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that's getting a bit of a kicking on the way up. But that will of course calm down a few thousand feet up, and they'll have a nice flight to Geneva, no doubt. I'm going to swing the camera around now because it won't be long before we see the Fuerteventura arrival. We'll keep our eyes there. Hope you've enjoyed the action here from Bristol this afternoon, folks, and I know the frequency isn't quite as lively as some of the other airports, but we are on a hill, so the weather's normally interesting here. Always a fairly bumpy approach in, whether you're coming from the east or the west actually, because you're coming over rolling fields of different heights and things, so it's quite cool. Then most places have got characteristics that make it a bit bumpy, don't they? So coming over London, for example, and then you're getting all the bumps off the big buildings and things. So I suppose it's swings and roundabouts. But this is Bristol, and we're proud of our bad weather. Nothing like some Bristol bumps on the way in. So what you're looking at there is the Fuerteventura Neo. I am actually going to guess that because I've got both gloves on. I'm not going to take them off just to check, but I suspect that one made it in first as expected, and then you'll see the 320 from Newcastle come in after that, about 5 minutes later. This one is ahead of schedule today, as I understand it. Still getting recorded speeds of 50 knots at that height from when we were looking at it earlier, which is nuts, absolutely nuts. Sometimes I do think zooming out on these gives a little bit of context. Wind, as you can hear now, has died down again. So this should be... Spoke too soon, spoke too soon. Whoops. So we haven't seen many come in today that have had the benefit of floating. Most have gone for quite a firm, as soon as possible touchdown. Which you can certainly understand why. But that was lovely, wasn't it? Very nice. The wind definitely, to be fair, did give it quite a break there compared to how it has been for some of the arrivals we've seen. So one more arrival to come now from Newcastle, I understand. I'm just going to confirm that. Yeah, the Newcastle is about 4 minutes out. It's just to the south of Keynsham and 4,100 feet, doing 133 knots. Echo Zulu Tango Alpha, 55 knots at 286 degrees, the wind being reported by the inbound from Newcastle. Let's see if the camera can save itself from flinging itself on the floor for a few seconds while I have a look at the phone. There's an Idlewice A340 just flown over you, squawking 7700. The A340 is doing laps over the estuary. Is that the one I caught on the camera? Thank you, Simon. Bruce, hello, welcome to the stream. Template 16, appreciate you streaming today in this wind. Thank you very much, very nice of you to say. Thank you for watching. And everybody who's joined us today. I'm going to swing the camera back round again now, just chuck a glove on. Right. This is the Newcastle arrival now. Let's see what the wind decides to do for this one. Let's give that a little tweak, there we go. I must say, I was driving up the M5 from Devon. I had to go to Devon today to visit a customer and do some work, and the first thing I noticed when I was driving was obviously the weather was absolutely appalling this morning with the rain, but it was the wind was making the car journey very turbulent, kind of vibes of being on a plane almost. Oh, blimey. Wow, here we go again. Here we go again, folks. Don't need to tell you the window, I'm sure you can hear it. You can see it as it manages to blow me off the camera work. What brilliant work these pilots do. Heavens above. I've had to find clean exclamations to say, because if I wasn't recording I'd say something ruder than that, but trying to keep it clean. Right. A320 from Newcastle with EasyJet now, landing here at Bristol Airport. You're tuned into Planecaster. Good afternoon. Some little corrections necessary there. Lovely stuff. It felt like he or she had a rougher ride in than the previous arrival. Just keeping my eye. It looks like we've got a departure, which will bring you as the last thing, hopefully. Looking up at the sky again, looks like more chance of rain coming away, so I'd like to be packed down before that kicks off. Alright, let's roll over to here. Dare I say Neo, it looks, oh blimey. Healthy start of the engine there. That looks like a Neo to me. Actually, flipping out. Sorry, I was temporarily blown away there. Looks like a 321 actually, isn't it? I think. Oh, curiosity's got the better of me. I'm going to have a look now. Edelweiss is overflying again. Oh yeah, right, okay. So, am I looking at... I'm not being so naive to be looking at fuel dumping up there, am I? So this is the Edelweiss, is it? Come on, focus. Yeah, that's... Is that only 2 engines going? Or are they fuel dumping? Which is what I understand that probably would look like, because you wouldn't get contrails at that height, would you? If anybody knows the story on that, let us know. Can I hang around to catch this departure? So if there's, I mean, I can't imagine that's likely to come into Bristol, but it might be a Cardiff-bound thing. Let's get rid of the gloves so I can keep an eye on the phone. Thank you for alerting us to the Edelweiss. Simon Kirby, you're absolutely right. Planecaster, did you see the fire truck, number 6? Yes, I think I did. When they crossed the runway earlier, yeah. Yeah, they're doing some pretty amazing circuits. So from Zurich to Punta Cana, so there must be a lot of fuel to get rid of then. Looks like it's turning for another rotation. Also, maybe have we got 2? No, just one arrival and 1 takeoff. Okay. I'll keep an eye on the idle vice, guys. If it's something we can continue to see from the ground here, then that would be worth us keeping our eyes open. Looks like it's on a slow descent. Right. Let me just grab a link and post it somewhere. I hope you can just see that. You won't miss the takeoff, guys, don't worry. Right. Sorry, just had to post out a link there. There's a couple of Twitter threads following. Right. Yes, that is 321. Didn't even get a chance to check, did I? Right. Clouding over again, folks. So if you do want to see the iDevice, we have caught it twice. So just roll back to see that. We're going to watch this Airbus A321 depart out of Bristol. The wind has died down a little bit. And it is, the iDevice is doing kind of overflies, so I wonder if that's why I can smell fuel. Or am I just getting the usual blast from the airport here? I'm sure that's too much of a coincidence, to be honest. Right, the A321neo on the roll. Whoops. That's definitely a fun takeoff. Oh yeah, that's definitely a little bit of fun there, that's for sure. Right, just looking in the air to see if we're going to get this Edelweiss. We may only get one more pass of it, I think, before it gets too cloudy. Did a much tighter circle actually then, didn't come our way. Yeah, that's annoying. So it's presumably it's found its way. Just trying to kind of interpret what I'm seeing on the radar here. It did a much tighter circle, but I suspect now it's back to Zurich, is it? best. It's super windy here again, folks. Blimey. Not getting the best radar track on this at the moment, or updates particularly often, but if I catch it... Ah, there it is. I can see it now. I can see it up in the sky there. Let's see if I can catch it. A second. Right. Let's see up there. It's going to be really hard to... for me to catch this through this viewfinder. Sorry folks, let me just see what I can do. Right, I caught it glinting in the sun. Oh no, where are you, Edelweiss? I thought I had it, folks, sorry. Didn't get the camera around quick enough. I shouldn't have taken my eye off it. It's quite a distance away, but let me see if it's coming back round again. You're watching Planecaster live at Bristol Airport. We're just seeing if we can get another view of the Edelweiss, and unfortunately we can't because it is now off back in whatever direction it needs to go to divert. So, apologies folks. Definitely caught a couple of goes of it though, if you want to have a look and roll back on the video. Looks like that's now to the north of Devizes. It's down at 18,000 feet at the moment. A340 313 with Edelweiss Air, so I don't know if that was dumping fuel. It certainly looked like there were only two trails and it was quite low, so I'm not sure that we were looking at engine contrails, you know, because it was 20,000 feet, and also since the plane's got 4 engines you'd expect to see 4 trails, right? Anyway, who knows, who knows. Right, let me just try and fight with my headwear at the moment, 1 second. Right, a combination of beanie hat, headphone, and then a proper rain hood is not a good combination, so we'll take the rain hood off. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely on the descent now. Perhaps that's going into Gatwick or Heathrow. Be interesting to know what the story was with that one though. Now descending, so maybe off to LHR, says Simon Kirby. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure that will make it to the relevant airport as in accordance with the safety procedures and all the time, you know, every day we see 7700s and they always end well because of the professionalism of the everybody involved in the process. And yeah, fuel dumping definitely looked like that Simon Hertz Kirby when we had a quick glance on it just now. So I wonder if Gatwick will take that then. Gatwick's a bit less busy, isn't it, than Heathrow, and Gatwick can handle that amount of passengers without breaking a sweat. So yeah, it was never going to be coming here, I guess. A 340 on this runway would be somewhat optimistic, I imagine, if it's got passengers on it anyway. Just having a look now and seeing if we've got any other action to bring you here at Bristol now. It's not going to Bristol, but it's LAX to Heathrow. Where's that gone? There. Something different to see there? If I can hold it still. So sorry I can't hold it still, folks. You can hear the wind battering me. This is not the Edelweiss plane, by the way, if anybody joined us from Twitter. This is just something else overflying the airport here where we are at Bristol, on its way to Heathrow. The Edelweiss looks like it's making its way to Gatwick or Heathrow now, and it's out of our visual range by many miles now. Nice views of that though. Right. Doesn't look like much preparing to depart, and I keep looking to see if anything's arriving, and then I get distracted because I saw that. Let's have a look. Okay, so we do have an Aurigny service in from Guernsey. It's a ATR 72-600. Looks like it'll be with us in 5 minutes or so, so we'll hang around for that because that'll be an interesting approach, I think, if there's a few gusts of wind. If there's anything flying over in the meantime, I will try and catch it. And then I think this afternoon I'll take my leave and head on back to Cardiff. It's been a long old day. It started at 6:45 a.m. for me this morning. Excuse me. Right. Yeah, that's a 787 with Virgin that you were just watching, and it's at 21,000 feet now. Golf Victor Delta India Alpha. There's an A380 out to the north, but unfortunately it's way out of view. That's off to Miami. Wind is getting up to the point where I've got my foot on the tripod to stop it blowing away. Yeah, so sadly Bristol on the arrivals front pretty quiet today, so we'll make this one our last, and you'll be here in about 3 or 4 minutes and we'll bring you that before disappearing. If you are new to us today, welcome. We're called Planecaster. We're here at Bristol Airport and other airports, but primarily Bristol, bringing you all the action from here, once a week mostly, and thank you very much for joining us. If you are new, just hit that subscribe button, folks. It won't cost you anything, but you'll then know when we're on air again in the future. And you do also, just by doing that very simple act of love, you make it possible for other people to see us as well. More people to see us. So the Aurigny now ATR 72-600 now turning on to finals. Excuse me, just to the west of Bath. So we'll swing the camera around and wait for that to appear before our very eyes. Thank you so much to everyone who's sort of had a chat today and interacted on the stuff, telling us about that plane that was above us. And Simon for the moderation, really appreciate it, thank you. Here is where planes approach from here at Bristol Airport, so just waiting for the ATR to appear. The wind definitely still up and down, but it has been reported here as high as 50 knots today. Excuse me, peak speed. So the amount of times I've felt like I've been picked up and moved has been quite a lot. So I'm not surprised to hear those sort of numbers, I have to say. And when you see the speed of the clouds moving, and some of the lower clouds earlier, absolutely crazy. In fact, some of the planes have been reporting 50 knots, 52 knots and speeds like that, 54 knots. And I'm pretty sure knots is faster than miles an hour, isn't it? I think that's the case. I might be wrong. Right, quick chance to warm the old hands up before we get this last arrival in. The Aurigny Guernsey inbound arrival. It's an ATR 72. Always a lovely plane to see coming to Bristol. Got a high wing on it. Ooh, blimey, it's cold now. Temperature feels like it's just dropped quite a lot. Also feels like it's golden hour, not just in terms of the light, but also for people coming out and walking their dogs. Thank goodness this time I avoided saying it was golden hour for dogging. Managed to drop a clanger last time, a few streams ago. Alright, I can see it out there, but it may not be visible on the camera at the minute. So the camera will probably want to lose focus. But it'll be there in just a second, don't worry folks. There we are. Hopefully you can just see it in the centre of your screen there. Probably take a while to get here at the speed ATRs fly. It's been battered by the wind. This will be a lot easier to film than usual. The speed it comes past, as it will be, it will be much slower. The wind is not showing any mercy, as you can hear. Oh wow. Hope you're well, everybody. If you did join us because you saw that we'd covered a couple of the overflies of the Edelweiss, that has now disappeared on its way, we think, towards Gatwick or Heathrow. Others on the chat probably got more up-to-date information than I have, and we did capture a couple of overflies. If you want to wind back a bit, looked like it was dumping fuel, because obviously it's 4-engined aircraft. I could only see 2 trails, and I don't imagine we'd see contrails at that height, so quite interesting. Hopefully by the time it takes this ATR to land, that whole situation will probably be resolved, unless they're doing some more holding. As you can see, it's definitely picking up the wind. Just it will get here eventually, don't worry folks. Crikey. Oh, flipping out. Well, the wind's not giving that an easy ride in, but handled wonderfully by the Aurigny pilots, Channel Islands Airline. Ooh, Oh, blimey. What a day. Feel like we've got another departure now. I really must disappear actually in a second, but let me just see if that's a departure I see before me. Oh, so the fire trucks are out at Gatwick. Oh right, okay, so yeah, presumably if you want to watch Aviation Hunters still live at Heathrow. Our good friends Aviation Hunters are definitely worth a follow, and if they're at Heathrow at the minute then you might want to watch the landing there. Right now though, from here, we've got something flashing over here as well. Flashing some lights, hang on a second. What is this? Drama Saturday today. I don't know, perhaps they're just conducting a little exercise. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if someone's burnt the toast in the terminal. That's disappeared from our view now. Anyway. There's the inbound Aurigny. Lovely livery on that, isn't it? It's pretty cool. It even tells you where it came from. Can't be bad. Get myself in a situation ready to pack up in just a second, folks. Looks like there's a departure there I can bring you before we go. Thank you everybody who's been with us today. Lord Darlow, what sort of time is this to turn up, man? Great to see your name though, before we go. Absolutely nice to see you with us. Thanks very much for turning up. Apparently West Brom doing really well. I say that in jest. It is absolutely brassic all of a sudden, let me tell you my friends, absolutely brassic. You see the camera going there? That is literally the camera about to blow over. If I didn't have my foot on the thing, it would be going. No, there it actually goes. Christ, not a bike. Absolutely mad. The plane you're looking at is off to Funchal. As if the winds weren't bad enough here, it's going for some Funchal Madeira landing action, one of the most spectacular airports for fun landings. And looks like there's a Riga 737-800 service is going with Ryanair as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch both of those, folks. I'm going to just see if I can. However, I may get blown away. I may actually end up at Gatwick before the Edelweiss flight does. I'm going to chuck the gloves on then for a few more minutes. Thanks ever so much for supporting us by viewing us today. I really appreciate you coming here, folks. It's a busy Saturday of weather across the UK. I know there's lots of streams to choose from, so the fact that you're here today means the world. Thanks ever so much for joining us here at Bristol Airport. Going to catch this departure. As they look like they're on their way almost immediately. I don't think there's any more inbound action to catch during the time I'll be here. But we'll definitely catch this departure. The taxi lights are on, navigation lights are on. There we go, we're off. Again, that's the tripod lifting off the ground as the wind is blowing it. Madness. Got to zoom out, folks. I can't even hold the camera anywhere straight. It's yeah, mad times here at Bristol Airport. Oh, excuse me. Right. Let's take this off. Take you off here. Just taking a camera cover off, folks, so apologies if you lose vision just for a second. Right. Just switch that back over there. Today, even I can't wait. I can't wait to see how ridiculous I look today, because I got so many layers on, folks. I don't even know if I can get in front of the camera. If you can see me with all these layers on. Oh wow! Look with the hood as well. So we had it all going on today. Oh. My goodness me. Thank you ever so much for joining us here at Bristol Airport today. I'm watching that camera really carefully because I haven't got my foot on it, so it may disappear. Thank you to Simon for moderating today. Thank you very much for everybody who joined us, telling us about the Edelweiss that was up in the air. It's I don't know the story with it, but I'm sure you've been keeping an eye on it on the internet. Thank you very much. We'll be back at Bristol hopefully next week, I imagine. I will post up on the channel and with all the details. And if you haven't pressed the subscribe button yet, do it now. Won't cost you anything, but it'll be a really good thing for you to do, because then you'll get a ding when we're on next. And also, we're going to catch that Ryanair before we go. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Cheers, folks. Oh, thank you for liking as well. I should always say that. That always makes a big difference to us as well. Anything you do that reacts with the channel, whether you talk, you press the subscribe button, or you like, then has an amazing effect for us, because it brings us to the attention of other people. So thank you in advance for your lovely efforts. There goes the camera again. Right, feet on the camera, there we go. I'm going to catch this departure and then I'm off. Thanks. Oh, blimey. There's more fire engine action going on over here. Don't know if we're on an exercise. Hope everything's okay. Wind is really really got up now. So I can only imagine it's a exercise of some sort, but that's fantastic to see. Hopefully everything's okay and it's just an exercise. I think it would look a little bit more lively if it was a real occurrence. Just waiting for this Ryanair departure before I take my leave. Imagine they're just working their checklists and doing the various things they have to do before they take off. Nothing coming in from what I can see. And I don't think this is anything other than an exercise, what we're seeing here. Oh man, I am being battered. I'm sure you can hear it, and it must be really disruptive on the audio, which I apologise for. I haven't even got the audio switched on. If I had the audio switched on today, this is what it would sound like. I kid you not, you wouldn't be able to hear a thing. So I turned that microphone off, and I've just used my own lapel microphone, but there's only at certain angles when I'm actually out of the wind, and those angles are not very good at seeing what's going on the field or the camera. Right, hoping this Ryanair wants to make a trip soon. There we are, good stuff, good timing. So that's it from us today here at Planecaster, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the Saturday stream. Thank you ever so much for liking and subscribing, and thanks for joining, chatting, anything you've done really. It's been a pleasure having you here, and we are here most Saturdays, so keep an eye on the channel, and I will post up the next live event placeholder as soon as I know what I'm doing. Take care, folks.